Here we go. Hello, and welcome to yet another episode from Maza Bitcoin. Today in the Bitcoin price, it's roughly 8,600. And coming up from the last few days, and we know that the crypto market's not that bad because you see the altcoins rising. And so whenever we see the smaller coins rising, it at least means the Bitcoin market is somewhat healthy. That's what that usually means. Here's a guy, he has a strong accent. He's from, not Wales. What part of England do you hail?
I was born in Greater Manchester. And
Cool.
one thing I will say, in regardless to Bitcoin, 10 years ago, I was working in VCing Bitcoin rigs and warehouses. We made a killing. We sold out when it was worth 1,200, well, around the same price of an ounce of gold, very prematurely.
That was 2017, right?
Yeah, but we held on for a while and we had great success.
That's great.
Basically, then I re-entered the market back in 2017.
You did? You got back in?
No, 2018.
18. Okay,
Yeah.
the market was falling. You got back in.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 838.
Chicago
a Bitcoin.
Mercantile Exchange the same day at 20,000.
Okay, so it was the year before.
Okay.
I paid around $800 per Bitcoin.
And that's
re-entered the
2017.
market.
That's 2017.
And then when it hit around 19, almost 20,000.
You knew to sell. Did you know to sell?
The minute I knew how to sell,
Uh-huh.
well, I knew not how to sell. When to sell was when the Chicago Mercantile Exchange actually released.
Okay.
Like,
Did you sell before the Mercantile Exchange went into business and forced the price of Bitcoin down? Did you sell?
I
before
sold
that?
before we released that,
Wow.
before we received
That's
options,
impressive.
because
That's
I knew it
impressive.
would be a form of regulation.
Oh,
And then I
exactly.
traded
Yeah.
against it massively.
Sweet.
And it lost more than half of its value in a
Yeah,
very
but you
short period
gained
of
as
time.
it lost, as it went down. You were betting the short, and you were making a whole bunch of Bitcoin on the short, right?
Yeah.
You're holding your money at 19,000.
Definitely.
And then the market drops from 19 something over a year's time to 3,000. So did you make that profit,
We made a lot.
did you buy back in at a lower price or no?
I've never re-entered.
You never re-entered the market.
Ever
Okay.
since that.
Why do you want to re-enter the market again? Are you interested in Bitcoin?
I was more focused on.
The mining.
I was more focused on exploration, more focused on bullion, silver, gold especially. It's always good having easy to find the buyers for bullion, the sellers. When you're trying to piece together metric tons of gold, it's quite difficult. The sellers a lot of the time are full of shit. I know the full process on how buying gold goes. And
He's talking about buying gold. He understands the process. He's a bit of a
physical
gold.
bullion.
Okay, the physical bullion, like 4 9s or 3 9s. Dude, like
Basically,
maple leaves, American eagles.
No, whatever bullion. As close to 24 carats, whatever. You never get full 24 carats.
He says you never get 24 full carats. All right. How about Bitcoin now? Like, what do you see in the future of Bitcoin? Is it a bright future or?
What I think
Here,
in
stop
regards
here for 1 second.
to Bitcoin is serving me in some purposes from time to time in transactions that I actually need to fulfill with ease more than anything.
So you're able to use Bitcoin and do quick transactions. Things are easier done with Bitcoin.
Easier.
Okay.
Without any strict, because if you want to move money around now, and like say for instance I've got $100,000 in the bank, and I want to move 10 grand of my own money, the bank they cause me issues.
Yeah, and they ask you why you want your money, and they won't let you get to your money,
Mate,
right?
If this wasn't just like the other week, this was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? I was trading like on my mum's passport when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
And basically trading the New York Stock Exchange, where you have to be 21 years old to do so, off my mum's passport.
Oh,
Just
okay.
basically saving my pocket money.
Okay. So let's get back to Bitcoin. What do you think about it now? Like,
Well, to be honest, I haven't been monitoring it as much.
Oh,
But
okay,
basically,
okay,
what
yeah,
I would say is in regards to the fact that if I obviously have services, because when you're talking about the dark web, just keep this in mind, people.
The dark web.
No, let me just explain something about the dark web. The dark web is not necessarily a bad place. And anonymity.
Yeah,
That's the word.
right, that's the word,
Like
yeah.
pronounce. It's just
Yeah.
pronunciation.
Sure,
It's
sure.
not. It's not.
You're
the
talking like
vocabulary.
Silk Road Dark Web with Russ
Yeah.
Ulbricht, for example,
Basically,
who went to jail. Yeah.
With the situation, we're not.
The,
no,
the,
no,
the
we're
dark
not
web's
talking
not
about that.
bad, is what you're saying. It's
No,
not all
Google
bad.
has a dark web page.
Google has a dark web page.
Amazon has a dark web page.
Uh-huh.
The fact is that people want security and anonymity.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there's nothing wrong with that in today's day and age.
Yeah,
the
so you
fact
can
is,
buy things
like,
on the
you
dark
don't,
web, yeah.
You don't like your neighbour nosing around over your fucking like back garden door, wondering what's going on. That's never a good thing. The fact that like millions of like thousands of agencies or millions of like corporations can now just spy on whatever you're doing. It's not exactly like, you know, it would be wiser to be a bit more conscientious.
Do you want some chicken? You want some chicken?
I am intermittent fast.
So say
Sorry
something.
about that.
Say something about living here in Siem Reap for a while.
Well,
How do you-
Siem Reap
Here,
basically.
hold
to
the
be-
phone, will you, brother?
To
Hold
be
that.
honest with you,
Talk-
Siem Reap
No,
is
talk to. Yeah, there you go.
it's quite good in a sense. There are things that are legal here, very cheap, that can be used to sell online, and the way to collect your money is going to be through certain types of crypto. So it needs to be completely taken on board. And there's no difference between crypto and what happened when your grandmother realised for the first time that her money in her bank account, she got this thing called a credit card or a debit card, and she had to go to the bank in order to like basically take this money out of the wall or transfer money on or do whatever. That's basically
So
this,
what you're saying, it's another step forward.
It's just
in
an
the
evolution.
evolution of money.
Exactly.
Another evolution of
It's-
money. Okay.
it-
Much like maybe the post office, maybe Bitcoin is like email is to the post office back in the 90s. It used to be you want to mail a letter, you had to physically go to a post office, but now with Bitcoin's doing to the banks what email did to the post office. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's making it
In
less
a sense,
relevant.
yes. Instead of
it's making-
snail mail,
Yeah.
just basically easy,
Where
non-problematic
the fuck
transfer.
are we going?
I thought I'm going
This
home.
is a great video. Is your home this way? Or can we walk
Go that way. I can go that
You
way.
want chicken? You want some
I
chicken?
can go back. We can go back.
I mean, have you
I
fed
think that-
yourself? Are you fed?
I've eaten quite a bit, but I cheat.
Okay.
I can cheat. Are we on the weekend? No, we're on Monday. Fuck.
Okay. Okay.
But anyway, okay.